Hi everybody, welcome back. This is the Redbridge Science channel. Today we are going to be looking at a displacement reaction. Displacement. The learning objective is, can I use the reactivity league, here it is, the reactivity league, to predict if one metal is going to be able to displace another metal. So, the reactivity league, at the top we've got potassium, sodium, calcium, some very reactive metals. In the middle we've got zinc, iron, tin, lead, medium reactivity. And right at the bottom we've got metals like copper, silver, gold and platinum. These are the ones that are the least reactive. So the reaction I'm going to show you today is one between zinc metal, okay, now here's zinc, it's in the middle of the table, and copper sulfate solution. Okay, so this is the copper sulfate solution here, and in copper sulfate solution you've got three elements. You have copper, sulfur, and ATE represents oxygen. So, okay, copper sulfate solution. But within here there is a metal, and the metal is copper. Okay, remember copper is down here towards the bottom of the reactivity league. So when I put zinc into copper sulfate solution, is the zinc going to be able to displace, take the place of the copper? And if it is, why would you think that? Okay, so zinc metal itself is a lovely sort of shiny silvery colour. We know that copper sulfate is this nice blue colour, and I've prepared a test tube earlier. So let's put the zinc into the copper sulfate. And I'd like you to predict, do you think that this zinc is going to be able to displace or take the place of the copper? So we put them in. And we're looking for any signs of a reaction going on in there. Now, I don't know how easily you can see that, but I'm certainly seeing little gas bubbles. And it looks to my eyes as though that zinc has changed colour. Okay, it seems to have darkened. But hopefully you can see straight away a reaction is taking place. Now, we prepared one earlier, so I'm going to show you that now. And so this one's been going for about another 10 or 15 minutes, and hopefully you can see that the zinc has very much changed colour. And I'm hoping you can see the colour has turned brown. Okay. So a reaction is taking place, and the reaction is as follows. Zinc is higher up the reactivity league than the copper, and it is able to take the place. It's able to displace copper. So it kicks copper out of the copper sulfate solution. And the right-hand side of the equation is as follows. It becomes zinc sulfate and copper. And so what you're seeing, this brown colour that you are seeing, is the copper metal that is being displaced. It's been kicked out of copper sulfate and it has been displaced, which is why we can now see it. This liquid here is the copper sulfate. Sorry, is the zinc sulfate, I beg your pardon, that's the zinc sulfate. Now the second experiment I'm going to show you very quickly is what would happen if I take copper sulfate, but this time I'm going to be putting copper into copper sulfate. So I'm going to put copper metal in with copper sulfate. And I want you to think about whether you would see a displacement reaction taking place. So I'm just going to put the copper into there. And again, we're looking for any signs of a reaction. Well, I don't see any gas bubbles this time. And what I'll do is I'll pour the copper sulfate out, and we'll just have a look at the copper and just see whether it has changed colour at all. And hopefully there you can see that it really hasn't. Okay, so there is there is no reaction taking place there between copper and copper sulfate. Okay, that's it. Thank you, everybody.